then what side?
This one's from Jeremy in Wisconsin. And it says, Tuffy brand coffee is the best coffee in the world. Thanks for the grift.
Anyway, I'm going to find out who this quartering character is. And when I do, he's going to get a bit of the old ice troll treatment.
Went from loathing Brie Larson to being the unofficial #1 fan site for Brie Larson.
How about a handshake? You're going to give me your jacket, your helmet, and your motorcycle, and in return, I'm going to let you keep your hand.
Good day, everybody. Oh, Hannah Claire is shy.
She's doing the BLM support. She's supporting Black Lives Matter, and she got the black square of support.
Thank you, Hannah Claire.
Censored as per usual.
Well, how is everybody on this government shutdown Wednesday? Whoop whoop.
That's
Frankly, I'm
right.
surprised they even did it. You know, it's always talk. They never actually shut it down unless Trump's in office.
Yeah, that the last time was Trump's first term, I think. Right? Yeah. Don't care. Again, yet another Democrat miscalculation, because the narrative that I'm seeing is like, yeah, the Democrats want to give healthcare to illegals, and we don't want to do that. So we shut down the government. Like, I feel like this whole, it's kind of like when they do is this the same thing where they do like every couple of months, like, oh, we have to pass a spending bill, or we have to pass, otherwise we have to raise the debt ceiling, or not. Bitch, I know you're going to raise it. We all know you're going to raise it. Yeah. It's like they've been doing this for 10 years, and it's like, we know you're going to raise it. We know that the government shutdown will last exactly one day and will probably be over by today. And like, most people are completely unaffected. I know. Yeah. Well,
all the heavy hardcore news. Let's get into some personal news at least. Can we at least have some pleasantries before delving into hardcore political talk, which I've been doing nonstop 24/7, spurring out here, talking about it. It's coming out of my ears and eyes and other orifices that you guys don't want to know about.
You are still out there too, huh?
It's and then I got another trip after that, which I'm like, fudge. I didn't think this through.
Yeah, I think last night I caught up on chores. It was pretty uneventful. I was going to stream, but I was pretty burnt out. Tonight I will stream some video games, although I might go to a concert. Black Rebel Motorcycle Club is playing, and I'm a big fan of them. And
I thought you were going to the Apple Orchard Pumpkin Patch yesterday with Mrs. the Quartering.
It was
Did
closed.
you not take her on your cute date?
No, it was closed. We're going to go Thursday.
Okay, fine.
We're going to go
That's
Thursday.
acceptable.
Yeah, it was.
I will start a justice for Mrs. the Quartering.
Yeah,
right now.
I guess they don't like officially open until October, so they're open today. But then Mrs. the Quartering has dog agility course on Wednesdays.
Such a busy lady.
I know she's got. So tonight, Onyx will go because Ruby can't go because she's in her menses. But Onyx
is this where they run through the tunnel and stuff?
Yeah, and over ramps and jumps, and they do like all sorts of different stuff. HP Huck is really good at it too, but he's he doesn't like other male dogs, and so he's.
So he needs private classes. He's high maintenance.
I can take him to there's one that's like an hour away that's only for German Shepherds, and everyone there has a German Shepherd, so it kind of like cancels everything out. Like everybody's trying to alpha all the time.
So it's racist. He only wants to be around German Shepherds.
Specifically females.
Alpha is there,
Yeah, right. Let them fight and just see what happens. Huck is pretty. He's pretty into proving himself. Ruby's actually the alpha in the house.
Really?
Yeah, Huck allows it, but this is he's trying to get a piece. He's trying to get a piece. That's really what it is.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, Onyx is definitely. She's like a gamma. She's very, very like.
She's like barely there at all.
She's scaredy pants all the time.
Is she the youngest?
Yeah, I mean, if another dog comes by, she's in kill mode, but. Of everything else, she's very scared.
In her pack, she knows her place.
Yeah, she eats last.
He makes her believe that he makes her believe that she's in charge, but in reality, he's in charge. If something happens,
correct.
Yeah.
If shit really hits a fan, Huck's in charge.
Like most modern relationships.
Yeah. Wait, what? He's eating a worm? Oh, there's a worm on the ground. Oh, I don't know.
Is Huck bringing you treats?
I don't know where the worm came from. I'm gonna guess Ruby. She's not wearing Halloween pants today, by the way.
Aww.
She's wearing her prisoner pants, the black and white stripes. Prison
kind of
uniform.
spooky. It could be a costume,
Oh yeah, gross. Squish that. Flush it down. Weird Robot says, Luke, if you need to relax a little bit, read a good book. I have a suggestion. It's called The Mandibles.
Never reading that book ever.
You could read the Bible.
This
I have
pretty
that.
Good.
Yeah. It's a good book. Yeah. And I used to have a mad crush on her a long time ago.
I don't know who this is.
Younger.
I just got the book recommendation. I'll look her up.
Yeah. I think it's who I'm thinking of.
On the airplane ride.
Yeah. You're talking about, just say Annie Duke or Annie Dukes?
Annie Duke with an E.
Yeah.
Look her up.
Poker player. Yeah. Very attractive. In her younger days, when she had like that feathered hair look. Oh, that was the like look.
A Farrah Fawcett look?
No, it was like remember when all the girls would do that? It wasn't Farrah Fawcett. It wasn't like it was like how do I describe it? Like this was her best era. This era here. Where it was like it's all the hair is cut at like different lengths. Here.
A lot of layering.
Yeah. Like mega layering here. This was like Annie Duke's premium hair.
Oh, I see. That is a specific look.
Yeah.
That's like early 2000s. I feel like that was really popular.
Yep. Then it all went downhill. Like this look, not the mullet look, not good.
You don't like the micro bang?
I hate bangs on all women. Period.
Really? That's so interesting.
Oof. It just makes you look horrible. I also hate high-waisted jeans. Makes you look like you have no ass. Like you better have serious dumps if you're gonna wear high-waisted jeans. Otherwise, they make you look ridiculous. I forbade Mrs. The Quartering from ever buying a pair. I said, if you want,
a lot of restrictions
that's
on
a
her
lot of
wardrobe.
detailed specifications there. I never thought about it that much.
Yeah. Well, when you look at girls that have like a decent body and they wear high-waisted jeans, it looks like they have no ass, and it's just not a good look. This
fashion tips from Jeremy here. I like it.
There's like a whole dress code for all the female employees. It's
that's true. Yeah, no bangs.
Makeup. My hair in a bun one time and never lived
it down. Should be banned in the workplace.
Yeah, no buns. You can wear your bun at home when you're doing the dishes, but not on the show. Anyway, yeah. How was hosting on the Charlie Kirk show? It looked like you were on a different set to me. Was it not the normal Charlie Kirk set?
There's more of us, so they didn't have enough room, so they put us in the original set that we always used to do the production on when we were over at the TPUSA headquarters. Okay. No, they're very nice. I like Arizona. Arizona's very dry. Meeting a lot of cool people, talking to a lot of people here at TPUSA. Trying to stay sane because my work schedule is crazy because it's not. I'm doing your show, I'm doing Tim's show, I'm doing my shows. and it's just like a layer of just like trying to stay sane. So I'm like doubling up my meditations, and I'm like trying to work out with like little exercise snacks wherever I could get them to try to remain cognitively
Luke
sane.
does do that. When he was here, he would just like, I'd look over and he'd be like randomly lifting weights for like 5 minutes, and then like he'd be outside randomly staring off into the abyss. Yeah,
Of the lost
Micro meditation, if you will.
yeah. They're like, where'd Luke go? Oh, he's sitting outside. Or like he'd walk in here and he'd be like lifting weights or doing like hip thrusts or something, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's
that was
interesting.
just for Maggie. All right.
Yeah, I know it was. Yeah, I know it was. Yeah. But yeah, Hannah Claire, did you watch Bring Her Back yet? No, I know you didn't.
No, I haven't yet. I'm deep in parenthood this week, but I will hopefully return to the television watching soon.
Have you made a decision on
The
Halloween costume? Yeah.
I'm in a very trad marriage
Don't be
where
stubborn. You're being stubborn.
no,
Do
the
the
thing
pumpkin.
is, the thing is, when you guys meet someone, you have a child, you divide up the holidays and who takes the lead. And my husband takes the lead on Halloween.
Ladybug is
So
also acceptable.
we've talked to Ladybug.
Yeah.
I have talked like Baby Mothman. I thought that would be funny, but the costume.
Baby moth.
Why?
No, you got to go like Bumblebee then. It's like Bumblebee, Ladybug, or Pumpkin. These are your options for a 6-month-old baby.
They are pretty. I mean, those are pretty solid. We also talked about a black cat because we have a black cat.
Black cat would work. Yeah.
But
Black cat.
no decisions have been made. I'm worrying that this is going to come down to the wire, and we're going to have very few options, and she's going to complain to us later.
You're gonna throw a sheet over her head and say she's a ghost.
Look,
Like, oh, it's a ghost.
would that be horrible? I mean, come on, maybe that's fun.
It's pretty low effort. I'm
I
just saying,
really
like,
wanted to dress her up as one of the handmaids in Handmaid's Tale at one point, but then I was like, that's too weird. I don't like that.
yeah, it would look cute, but it would be a little
Because they
probably
sell
odd.
like the bonnets that look like that for babies. So
Yeah.
it seems like something you could put together, but like, I don't know.
But if you dress her up
little
as a
weird.
fruit, you can say, "Blessed be the fruit."
That's funny. That's true.
She could be an apple or a little watermelon.
Get the fruit.
I like the ones for like when you have like a
Yeah.
newborn, people will just like wrap them in like silver fabric or like tin foil, and they're like, "Oh, you're a baked potato." And I think that's the
cute
funniest
though.
one.
Yeah,
But she's
that
a little
one's
too
pretty
mobile
funny.
for that at this point.
Mm.
So I'll report
Nothing
back.
little
I mean,
Benadryl wouldn't do.
yeah,
It's so-
I'm supposed to endorse that on this channel, but Halloween costume pending. I'll send updates as soon as I have them.
All right.
I'm kidding.
Dingus Constance, how do you feel about EA games being purchased by Saudi Arabia? Based? Say goodbye to all the gay shit in The Sims.
Yeah, I was gonna say it got so woke.
Yeah, The Sims gay shit will be gone. To be fair, it will probably still. I made a video about this on my second channel, because it's like all the queers for Palestine are like, my girl, we're gonna lose our grooming shit. I'm like, no, you won't. They'll still do the gay shit in America. They'll just ban it in Saudi Arabia. The Saudis are buying it not to change culture. They're buying it to make money. Like,
I would argue maybe they're taking a Chinese approach and being like, let's help your culture fall apart. But that's my own theory.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, if they endorse like the gay shit, if they double down on the gay shit, well, then I would say that you're going to be right. I happen to think the Saudis are going to be a little more interested in making money since they paid $55 billion for it. They'll probably be a little more interested in earning some of that money back. That's my prediction.
I think you're probably right.
I nothing it. Let me put it this way. People are like, what do you think about the Saudis buying, this big piece of American culture? I'm like, I think the same thing about Israel buying this TikTok, or woke pedo wood people making Hollywood movies. Like, they're all bad, and I don't know what else to say about it. Like, the people that own EA now aren't doing a good job. They're putting all the gay shit into The Sims, and all this stuff. So
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like, it's not even the lesser of two evils. It's just something else that is still not an improvement, maybe.
yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of them killing journalists, but I would love someone to really tell me why Saudi Arabia is so much worse than like maybe what Israel is doing in Palestine, or what Hollywood's doing to our children, you know, running like trans propaganda, or what TikTok's doing. You know, it's all
Or
bad. China. Yeah, China. What China was doing with TikTok was, you know, the same shit. Like Chinese TikTok homepage, engineering videos. American TikTok homepage, trans weirdos. So, I don't really care. The Saudi buyer of EA said on record that he bought it specifically to out the gay shit. Well, based.
In America, though, that's the caveat we need. Not just
Yeah.
in the Middle East, but here as well.
Yeah, we need it. We need it gone entirely. I mean, EA has not been responsible for a good video game in 20 years. So I
other
welcome
than
the
Sim?
change.
It's just Sim, yeah?
No. They own a lot. They own like all the Star Wars video games. They own the license for that. They own all of the sports games. So like FIFA, which is maybe the world's most
that's
popular game, Madden.
Yeah.
You know, they own a lot. And so, you know, is there woke shit in Madden? Yep, there's like end racism in the end zones and all that kind of stuff. So it'd be funny. It'd be funny to me if all that stuff was just gone, but I don't think that's probably going to be the case. I think it's going to be mostly the same, and they're going to be interested in making money, but we'll see.
You're a little black pilled today. I feel like Dark Jeremy's getting a little burnt out.
No, it's just that I've already kind of made up my mind on it because I already covered it once today. Like, yeah, I'm cool that the gay shit's, if they're going to take it out. But like the status quo is that it's there already. So I don't think a Saudi buyer is going to make The Sims worse.
Yeah.
You know, I think, you know, honestly, wait, is that something in the show? Okay. Trying to figure out the concert with my fish guy. But I'm not ready to decide
fish
if I'm...
guy? He's going to the concert with
fish
you?
guy.
Yeah, well, we used to be in a band together. I've known him for a long time. And
Did he sell fish then too?
yes, he did. Yeah.
Is that how you got into fish? Because you were in a band with a guy who was like, "Have I got a deal for you?"
Yeah, basically. I think
Really?
so. Yeah, basically. Because I was just always around it. You know, like, I'd pick him up at his house, you know, there'd be like 100 fish tanks there. So I eventually just got like immersion therapy.
How did he get into this? This is a whole other podcast. I'll ask you about it on some other.
Yeah, I don't know how he got into it. I mean, I know he worked at the pet store.
You're not in a state that I think of for fish.
Tropical fish.
Tropical fish. No.
Yeah.
It's like a Miami thing.
Yeah, it's actually quite popular here. So, you know, pets are very popular in the Midwest in general. And so fish are just another, you know, version of that. I think just about every little kid has a little fish tank. But let's talk about, I wanted to get your guys' take. I saw Luke, I'm going to just jump right into the spicy stuff, even though this wasn't on the agenda. I wanted to get Luke's take on this because I feel like I'm a one-man army standing against the unstoppable bullshit machine that is Candace Owens. And
I literally just did a video about this where I described the very kind of middle down the road approach that I'm having towards all of this.
They're all calling you they're calling you bought and paid for, aren't they? Like anytime I try to say,
I don't pay attention to that stuff.
Oh, okay.
I think, listen, I think we need to ask questions.
Sure.
And I think there's more emotions involved here than there is logic. I want more burden of proof. I want more third parties to verify information. And I want, if you're going to make a serious allegations, you kind of got to back it up, and you can't hold it for a weekend hold before you're going to release it Monday. I don't like that at all.
It's been 3 weeks, Luke, and every single thing she has claimed has either been completely unsubstantiated or debunked. Like, the Candace Owens Investigative Agency is very simple.
Yeah.
Yes,
no,
all of it.
I mean the Dairy Queen photos that she was able to get. No one else got that, right?
But that's not a claim. I'm saying the claim she's making. Like that Israel tried to bribe him, or that all the bullshit she said. I know what was in this letter to Netanyahu, and he was giving him the what for. Yeah. And then they released a letter, and she just doesn't even address it.
Yeah.
It like completely destroyed our entire narrative.
Well, I made sure to confirm that with Andrew from TPUSA when we were on Timcast. I was like, Andrew, is that real? And he was like, yeah, it's real.
Yeah, and I saw that clip, and then you know what all the replies were? Oh, he hesitated slightly before he confirmed it was real. And I'm like, guys, I can't combat retardation. Like, I think it's good that she's asking questions. She has a huge platform, and she's asking a lot of interesting stuff.
Now, I think some questions are better than others, right? I think we could all agree on that, right?
Yes.
Like
we agree with her.
The tunnel hatch stuff, ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Now, why the FBI? And it's not just her asking these questions; it's other people asking these questions. Now, obviously, the more kind of crazier questions, the more people get eyeballs and attention. And we're kind of stuck in this situation, asking ourselves: is she just doing it for eyeballs and attention, or does she legitimately have some of these questions? And I think that line hasn't been clearly defined, and it's very easy to make a judgment dependent on what you personally believe and whether you like her or not. So I used to think.
Okay, sorry. I used to think that she believes everything she said. And then I saw this video. I'm going to show this video to you, which is a horrible look, and no one gives a shit. It's like I'm running into a brick wall and I'm arguing with a brick wall, and I'm losing. So, yes, questioning the text messages, we all agree. Text messages, very odd, right?
Yeah, weird.
The bullet. I think there are questions around that. Exit wound, magic bullet stuff.
Where's the autopsy? How,
Right. Right. I think those are fair questions. The bullet, the text messages, basically everything else.
Also, the question that she kind of raises, because he evaded law enforcement, right? Turned himself in, but then he texted a confession before turning himself in. And now after turning himself in, he's not cooperating with law enforcement. It's just weird, right?
No, it's not. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. Go talk to anyone in prison. They're all innocent. Like the idea that, it's totally not uncommon for him to think, oh, I could beat this case. And Candace Owens is basically working for the defense. She's like providing all this reasonable doubt. And look, I'm open to it. And Luke, I don't mean to keep cutting you off. Like, I think the questions are fair, but some of them are just absurd. However, it's when she does shit like this that I'm like, well, is it a question? Because here I will show you beyond a reasonable doubt. I don't know if, people aren't interested in me disproving this stuff. And it's very frustrating. Candace Owens lies to her audience, not by omission, by an actual lie. She cuts out body cam footage that disproves her own theory. So a big part of it, her question was text messages. Like,
so give us the before and after, lay out the groundwork so people understand it from the beginning.
One of Candace's big questions, and we all had this question too for the base, like we all kind of felt these text messages were off, right?
Yeah.
And something of whether, no timestamps, this, that, everyone agrees there's something weird about them. And I agree with her. But she specifically zeroed in on, well, nobody says vehicle. No Gen Zer ever says the word vehicle. Nobody unless you're law enforcement or unless you're military, you don't refer to cars as vehicles, which is nonsense. I constantly refer to my vehicle all the time. And I guess I'm not Gen Z, so maybe that's her out there. She then produces body cam footage that she says proves her right because he called a car a car. And then she's purposely chopped off the end of that same body cam footage where he repeatedly uses the term vehicle in casual conversation with the police. This is not a miss. This is not an accident. She specifically altered the video to lie to her viewers. And no one gives a shit. Like, Luke, if you uploaded a video and you're like, look at this body cam footage, it specifically proves I'm right. And then I'm like, Luke, bro, play the footage 5 seconds later. It proves you wrong. And then you still uploaded it. I mean, that's
this is
a lie.
all very in the weeds, to be quite honest with you. She's very like, no, I'm saying like.
She edited the footage to prove her point.
Vehicle one time. Like, who cares? Like, I don't care if you said the word vehicle or not.
Right.
But if Luke, he's trying to make a point out of it, okay.
It's not. Separate that. Okay, this is my point. This is what I try to get across in my video, and people will disagree.
I don't think
with
it proves the conspiracy. Right?
No, I don't either, and I don't think it's her best argument. But that is not my point. My point is she had the evidence, and then she edited it to support her point. It doesn't matter what the point was. Yeah. She had the evidence.
For me, when I try to debate and argue, I always try to go after their strongest arguments, right? And I think
it's not about the argument, though. It's about that she had the evidence and she edited it and presented it as the fact. That is, I mean, again,
you're saying it ultimately undercuts all the credibility.
Yes, it doesn't matter what the point was that she was trying to prove. It matters that she edited the video knowingly to prove it. And this is the only evidence she's actually released, other than I know, but I know, I don't know, but I know, or somebody told me. I mean, I get like that people like are poo-pooing this. We're like, yeah, who cares? Like Luke, yes, who cares that he said vehicle? But it's not that. It's that she edited the video. Look here.
We don't have the audio.
Hold on, sorry. I already know how this video that I'm uploading is going to go. Everyone's going to downvote it and say the same thing Luke did.
Look, sometimes you have to say what you believe, Jeremy, and I respect that.
It's the point. It's not the point she's making. It's the fact that she edited the video to support
in the chat
it.
are saying I have jungle fever.
Oh, Candace is a pretty woman.
That's separate from this, guys. Just because he does doesn't mean it has anything to do with this current conversation.
How would you know? Huh?
I happen to know that Luke's type is in fact not jungle related. But he's more of like he's got more like TPUSA intern fever. Yeah.
Jeremy.
So does that mean you're coming home with a wife, Luke? I'm excited. This is
he's probably he's like
pregnant.
Yeah, he's like me at an all you can eat buffet. He's out there like okay, Jeremy, well anyway, here's the video. Here's the video.
You did say he's meeting a lot of interesting people. That's good to know.
I'm an Eastern European gentleman.
He is.
Has the highest regard.
He does.
For women.
He's very respectful of women.
Treat them like meat, okay, sir?
I never said that. I just said you have a type.
You said I'm at a buffet. You said I'm at a
yes,
buffet.
you have options, but you're not eating them. You're just looking at all your options.
Here's
the video.
There's old footage of Tyler Robinson that is now circulating from a car accident that he had.
Again, this is her saying, hey guys, I said nobody says the word vehicle. Here's proof of that.
And during the discussion with the officer that showed up, Tyler certainly refers to it as his car, not his vehicle, because that's how most English speakers refer to a car, unless they're in the...
By the way, again, lots of people refer to their vehicle as their vehicle. Like, it's not... This was not her weakest point, but again, it doesn't matter the point. Just hold on a second.
The text messages are weird. I think she's going off on a tangent and making something out of nothing. And
don't you care,
yes,
Luke,
the text messages are weird, but to me, when she says this, I'm like, I don't care. Like, this doesn't prove anything. What she's saying.
I agree, but
so
don't you care?
Response. So even if she I thought maybe she was just if you want to be nice to her, you could say she was just ripping and then she just cut it off early. It was a mistake. If you want to be mean to her, you could say she manipulated stuff. Who knows what's really going on here? I think she's been a little bit loose with the facts, right? I think she's been a little bit loose with the narrative, and it wouldn't hurt to have a third-party fact checker to go through a lot of these allegations. That's my approach, which I think is a sensible approach here.
Fine, but would you care? Okay, remember when the Epstein files cut a single second and everyone was pissed?
A minute. 3 minutes,
right, okay,
actually.
A minute. Okay.
First we thought it was a minute. Then it was 3 minutes. Then it was edited.
But don't you see she's doing the same fucking thing? Like, watch this. Yes, watch.
The military or on the police force. So here is 2022 police body cam footage, in case you missed that, of Tyler making a crash report. Take a listen.
Your mom's on her way?
Yeah, she's gonna be a minute. She's gotta shuttle over from where she's at to her car and then drive over.
Gotcha.
So she cuts it there after he says car, essentially saying, see, this is proof he would never text vehicle. But just wait.
His mother was gonna shuttle over from her car? Interesting.
Yeah, I was looking up at the light just before getting there.
And she didn't air this part.
Okay. I saw it shift yellow, and as I get into the intersection, there was a vehicle in the lane.
What? He said vehicle. You mean her entire narrative is destroyed? Again, I don't give a shit about whether or not he said vehicle. I give a shit that she specifically edited this body cam footage so that it fit her crazy narrative. That's a massive... I've been taking crazy pills here. This is a massive breach of trust. How can people not care?
I sometimes wonder if there's like a desire to keep the show going, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know if Candace edited this herself or if she's someone on her team who was like, look, there's no, he says car here, and she ran with it and didn't check the full thing. Like,
okay,
I don't know
well,
how
then admit it. Then
But
she's
I
got
don't
to
know
come
how
out
this
and
is
say
sourced.
that.
I don't know anything about it, but I think it is fascinating that she is getting hundreds of thousands of people watching her live stream, and what she is saying is setting the narrative for a lot of the questions surrounding what happened to Charlie Kirk. And so more than anything, like I actually kind of do want to know where this video came from, or what the source was, or how she got it, or how this went in, because
it's out there.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like it came out pretty shortly after, actually.
But
weirdly.
like I said, like when the one that was given to her, like, did she pick this edit, or did someone on her team show it to her and she took the word as gospel? Like, I think that's what's fascinating. Because again, like, she is highly influential in this conversation right now, and so it does matter that the whatever's being distributed is accurate. I don't know how she got to this, whether it's intentional or not. But now a lot of people are going to repeat whatever she says.
Jeremy, you just hate her because she's a strong, independent black woman. Admit it. You just hate her.
I don't hate Candace. And like,
I'm joking. I'm being facetious. I'm being facetious here.
Yeah, I know you are. But like, I guess, I'm reading chat, like, most people are completely indoctrinated by Candace's narrative, and that's fine. But I can tell you this right fucking now. If the U.S. government had done this, you all would be agreeing with me.
Yeah.
If the U.S. government had cut body cam footage that disproved their narrative, you all would be like, this is crazy. But because it's Candace, I'm supposed to believe, oh, why don't you do your own research, Jeremy? You should dig into it. I just did. I just fucking told you she lied. And I've showed you the evidence, something she's never done. This isn't for you two. I'm just saying, like, like, she has not shown a shred of evidence that Charlie Kirk was offered $150 million. She misrepresented the meeting with all the Jews or whatever. She said that Charlie was about to leave the church, and 48 hours later, the church killed him. She said that yesterday. The implication is that Israel assassinated him. Yes.
What's the motive then? Like, why say?
Because she's feeding anti-Jew nonsense. That's what it is. It's hot. There's an appetite for the content. Here's her saying yesterday, she implies, oh my God. She implies, sorry, you guys saw some boobs. This is why you never scroll Twitter on purpose here. Hold on. I'll pull it up on the other. Did that show on the screen? Because I might have to delete this.
Yes, it did.
Okay. Nudity is actually okay on YouTube. It's just
just your own personal standards.
Look, she's becoming a person where people either love and hate her.
I don't hate her though. Just so I'm clear,
very indoctrinated that are very either I hate all these people. And again, I think there definitely deserves to be a more nuance. I think a lot of people are very emotional and not logical. I wish she was a little bit more authoritative with fact checking. Okay, I agree with that criticism. Now, was it a blunder? Was it a deliberate type of obfuscation? That's where you really need to delve into. For me personally,
right. She's got to come out and say, "I didn't see that."
In the business, I could see this being a blunder, right?
Sure, it's possible.
And if she did commit a blunder, she should make a statement. Okay, sure.
We agree there.
I get it. But this is still, I think, the weakest argument. And if we're going to go and attack her, we got to go after the strongest arguments.
I'm not attacking her. I'm showing you she's not credible.
Yeah. And some of the arguments that she makes are good and compelling. Some of the arguments she makes are really bad. Right. So it's hard to, juxtapose everything, how it's kind of unfolding. A lot of people believe she's a bad actor. A lot of people believe she's the only brave actor out there. I think a lot of this is very ego-centered, and a lot of stuff is just being said without thinking it through on both sides.
Here she implied yesterday that Israel killed him. You tell me what she's implying, actually.
Did she say or did she imply it?
Well, here, you tell me what she's implying.
I don't know how the executives over at Turning Point USA sleep at night. Okay.
She makes wild accusations with zero evidence. Just want to tell you that. She has zero evidence for anything she's about to say.
I don't know how you can present yourselves as a Christian organization and not be dedicating yourself to the truth. No matter what the cost is, you tell the truth. That's it. Okay. You don't hide it. You don't try to obfuscate it. You don't try to say, well, wait until the memorial event before we start looking into who murdered him. You tell the truth and you tell it immediately. And I don't think they're capable of doing that. And I have an idea as to why that is. I think the same people that were pressuring Charlie are pressuring them. In fact, I know that for a fact.
Stop right there. What does she say there? First, she said,
I know people were pressuring him behind the scenes. That is a fact. That's what she said.
She said, I think they are. And then she immediately said, well, actually, it's a fact. Well, which one is it? But that's not the point. I guess.
Well, if you look at what was happening with Megyn Kelly and Tucker Carlson, and you look at their statements before and after, they kind of do corroborate that there was something else happening behind the scenes, with Charlie being accused of being anti-Semitic. And there is something there, right?
There were some donors that didn't like his. I don't know if it was Megyn Kelly so much as Tucker, but we also know that Charlie Kirk said "get fucked," and that he did not. Okay, but that's not. Here's what else I want to get to the point.
So they might need my help. Okay, I'm going to state this, and
they need her help.
Challenged Turning Point USA executives.
I'll stop poisoning the well. Just shut up.
A very clean statement saying that I am lying if this is not true. About 48 hours before Charlie Kirk died, Charlie informed.
What's that? Turn it up.
The audio is kind of low. I'm having a hard time hearing it.
Okay. By the way, she does this thing where she says, "I say something crazy, and if Turning Point USA doesn't immediately respond to it, I'm right." That's what she says there.
It's kind of wild. Like, I know you're annoyed with her, but like her ability to command the chaos is fascinating to me.
I know she's very good at it. She's very good. But she's like, listen, if Turning Point doesn't come out, then I'm right, which is crazy.
People at Turning Point, as well as Jewish donors and a rabbi, that he had no choice but to.
I wouldn't pay. This is what she's saying as fact.
I'm going to challenge Turning Point USA executives to issue a very clean statement saying that I am lying if this is not true. About 48 hours before Charlie Kirk died, Charlie informed people at Turning Point, as well as Jewish donors and a rabbi, that he had no choice but to abandon the pro-Israel cause outright. Okay, Charlie was done. He said it explicitly that he refused to be bullied anymore by the Jewish donors. Can you guys answer? Did he express that? Did he also express that he wanted to bring me, Candace Owens, back because he was standing up for himself? And then did he, just 48 hours later, conveniently catch a bullet to the throat?
What the fuck is she saying?
Yeah.
Don't be stupid. She's saying that Jews killed Charlie Kirk, and she's also providing no fucking evidence.
You can make an argument that she's implying it.
Heavily, as heavily as you can.
But she didn't say they did. And we got to make those distinctions.
Because, I said, what is she implying, though? She's implying it.
She's also like asking
it's fair to assume that. Let's not kid ourselves around here. All right. There is this kind of implication. Obviously, it's kind of in the room. It's the elephant in the room. Now she plays in this kind of middle ground. Like, I didn't say it, but also coming out and saying no. She said she did it. Also, isn't. I didn't say that. Disingenuous.
I said she heavily implied it. I did correct myself. Like, she's very clearly implying Israel killed him, and I don't even care about that. I want to know how she knows 48 hours before that. Just 48 hours after he told a rabbi he was done defending Israel, he had a bullet in his neck. I mean, come on. Yeah. She's very clearly saying that the two things are related. And she has no evidence for either one. I don't understand it.
She didn't clearly say that, but she is implying it.
All I want is some evidence. Just if somebody told her that he was going to leave the church or that he was going to turn his back on Israel, which we all know he wasn't going to. But if she has the evidence, why wouldn't she release it? Why is it Turning Point USA's job to disprove her? She's provided no evidence. It's like she's so good at this that I'm arguing with people on X about what evidence means. They're like, well, why don't you disprove her? I'm like, I don't have to. She's the one that made the fucking claim. If I said Luke, Luke eats ketchup on his steak, I have to prove that. You don't have to disprove that.
No, you just have to say, issue a statement, Luke, denying it. Otherwise, I'm right. Like,
or yeah, if Luke doesn't respond to this within 48 hours, I'm also right.
Yeah, I don't agree with that type of push of like, you better do this or you look like this. I don't agree with that, especially during the very kind of chaotic situation that's unfolding here. Now, she's probably going to make the argument against what you're saying right now, saying, I have my sources, I have people contacting me, sources that are close to the situation, that if I reveal or if I send out or if I send out proof, that would compromise them and would compromise any type of information gathering from me. That's what she would say.
Extremely convenient. No. Now, okay, how about a source for fucking anything you've claimed? Anything. How about these text messages that you claim came from a TPUSA employee? How about these? I mean, how about the fucking tunnel juice?
Did she come out with that, or is that a random person? I didn't see her video. Did she come out with those text messages that were published on social media right now, or was it just someone random doing it?
I can't find the source. Ian Carroll shared them. This guy shared them. There's no evidence that this person worked for TPUSA.
What does that even say? Like, what does that even? What does it even get into?
These are texts from someone at TPUSA. Source came from Ian, a guy with 20,000 followers who, has no connection to TPUSA. This says, so what I know is when it comes to the actual Turning Point USA staff, up to even director level, a lot of people are on the same page. People want the truth. The problem is the board and typical successful investors and business mentors to the team. For instance, if you had an investor advisor early, this person doesn't know. He doesn't work there. This doesn't talk like somebody who works there. This talks like somebody who's talking about a company. The good news, however, is TPUSA. The good news, however, is with a lot of TPUSA staff being on the same page as people like you and Candace and Ian, people at the top of the company are able to give Candace some of those internal memos that she's been talking about. There's memos she's been seeing that have gone out to a few. So this person's claiming TPUSA people have sent Candace Owens memos, then release them. It's a memo. It wouldn't tie back to any person. Release the memos then. Like, these things are so easy to fact check and nobody's fucking doing it. I guess I'm in the minority here. I can see definitely like Rumble is really spurging out right now. That's okay. I think in time I'm going to be proven right. I think in time Candace Owens will prove fucking nothing. And she's probably going to get sued. That's my guess. And if I'm wrong, and if somebody else, this is a win-win for me. Like, if I'm wrong and she proves that the Jews killed him, cool. Now we know who really did it. But I've seen zero compelling evidence. None.
Yeah. No,
I'd be curious to know.
I know she's implying it, but I don't think she ever directly said it's,
Well, she doesn't want, yeah. But come on.
So that's a big distinction there.
If I ask 1,000 people,
but at the same time, but listen, I think when it comes to Charlie kind of going away, I think there's also an aspect of this of trying to understand his legacy and who he was and what he was trying to accomplish, and making sure that legacy is carried out. As some people are worried that it's going to be hijacked by a lot of kind of astroturfed, manufactured, factory-made type of influencers that are on a payroll. And there are a lot of people on the payroll, whether it's Qatar or Israel, whatever. There's a bunch of money moving around. And this is the kind of dirty secret that a lot of people don't want to talk about.
Well, I think she's getting paid. Did you? Yeah, I know. How are people getting $7,000 a post? What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a lot of that. And we have to understand, we're living in a new kind of day and age where misinformation and psychological warfare is so rampant that it's just confusing and absolutely creating this whirlwind type of event that's wild to see and very difficult, if not impossible, to make sense of.
Let me pitch you guys a hypothetical.
Let me back. That's okay.
He's running away. He wants to stay on his fence.
No, go ahead. Make sure to turn off your mic though, or leave it here.
Of course.
Yeah. Let me pose a hypothetical then, Luke. I'm gonna bounce off what you said, but I'm not gonna like bash you. I'm just respond to what you said, but you don't need to be here.
No, we can have a civil debate. I like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's good to talk about these stuff.
And I could be wrong. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. But what I'm going to say is this. Bouncing off the $7,000 or $9,000 per post or whatever, which, by the way, damn. If that's what those like soda lobby people, what was the last one? There was the soda, and then what was the one everyone else got busted on? India? Was it the H1B? What was that? Do you remember?
I know you're talking about, but I can't remember who it was.
It was because it was
I blocked
like
it all out because no one pays me to post.
I know. No, I don't need. They don't pay me either. It's it was soda, and then it was.
Are you talking about the soda snap benefit thing?
Oh, the snap. Yeah, but what was the one after the soda one?
The marijuana one.
Oh,
marijuana. Yeah.
Yeah, there are people being paid. I think DC Drano was accused of that.
Yeah. Oh my God, no. Then there was another one about H1Bs, wasn't there? Like because India.
I think so.
Like yeah, because fucking Defiant L's got caught. Not disclosing that.
Yeah. To try to make India look good.
Yeah, so
make India great again.
I want you to put your tinfoil hat on with me and forget.
I always have it on. It doesn't come off.
Just so everyone knows in chat, like Luke is impartial. I'm not trying to like bait Luke into bashing Candace or anything, but like, what if? So we know, or it's alleged that Charlie Kirk wrote a letter to Israel on how to deal with anti-Semitism, right? Nobody refutes that other than people that say the entire letter's fake. Like, nobody disputes that he sent a letter to Netanyahu. They released that letter, and everybody who believed it said what Candace said just said it's fake, and everyone that believes the truth said, well, this disproves Candace. But it doesn't matter. Wouldn't it be wildly effective of Bibi Netanyahu to pay somebody to discredit the entire anti-Israel community? Wouldn't it be pretty hilarious if Candace was getting paid, she makes, in my opinion, the people with legitimate gripes against Israel look like crackpots now. Even Nick Fuentes said that. Nick Fuentes is like, now we all look like idiots because she's out here talking about Super Mario tubes. Yeah. Like, wouldn't that be a pretty spicy use of money to like say, yeah, Candace, here's a bunch of fake emails that, you should talk about Super Mario tubes and trap doors and talk about how they're paving over the area where the assassination happened, even though it was planned 3 years ago. Like,
and
keep talking about this.
Does she know it's coming from Israel, or would it be?
I believe that. Yeah, just so we're clear, I believe Candace Owens believes what she's saying. 100%. I believe she believes everything she's saying. The edited video is very suspicious. She either has to acknowledge she willingly lied with that, or acknowledge that the original clip she had didn't have that. That'd be very easy to do. You could say, like Luke said, the only clip I ever had was a 7-second clip. I didn't have the 2-minute clip. Obviously, he said vehicle, so let's move on from that. And it all would be forgiven. Like, I don't think, I can't find any evidence or even like, because she says stuff with such conviction, I just find it hard to believe that she's just lying for money. She's got plenty of money. The guy she married is worth like hundreds of millions of dollars. So I just don't think she's lying on purpose. I also don't think she's dumb. I think she knows exactly what she's doing. She sees there's a huge market for this, a huge market for it. And her live stream every day has hundreds of thousands of people watching. It's the biggest of anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't deny that. But I don't know. Like, it sure would be it'd be very Jewy if they were using their money to control the narrative and make everyone look like a crackpot. I want to listen to it. We can move on off this, but like, it seems like people don't want to hear. I think in time I will be proven right. If I'm wrong, I will 100% admit I'm wrong. Jeremy taking that Israel money.
Your theory is very theoretical. And
I don't believe that's true. I'm just joking about that.
Yeah.
I don't think. I'm just joking about that. But I do believe that Candace is. Here's what I think happens. Candace gets an anonymous email from Big Balls Bong Rippin 420 at proton.me, and whatever it says, she just says, I have a source and this is what they said. I think she purposely does not dig into these anonymous sources to give herself plausible deniability and says, well, I have a source and they said they work at TPUSA. Well, if you never ask them or you never vet that, then are you lying?
It's hard to say. And I think there is a habit among online people who have built huge platforms, like rushing to have the exclusive, the brand new information. But they maybe are over eager to share it before it's properly vetted. I'm sure Candace Owens gets sent tons and tons of messages.
Oh, got it. Again, now for sure.
I feel like that's why I asked before. Like, I just want to know what the structure of her vetting process is, or, who works on her team or something like that, because, she has such momentum right now and so many people looking at her. I'm curious to see what the structure is behind it. She has no obligation to tell us, of course, but that would be my first question. Like, what information is reaching her and who's it from and things like that. Yeah.
And how credible is it? If she comes out and says, actually, I do get these anonymous emails, but I vet it and I make sure they actually work for TPUSA. Okay, well, then you could show some of that, though. Like, you could qualify literally anything that you're saying. And I would be a believer. Amen says, sorry, Luke, she implied in a tone and manner that suggests that you would be stupid to believe it was just a coincidence. Yeah, I think Luke admitted that she is implying it, but she definitely isn't saying it as fact. We agree on that. Yellow Scream says, Jeremy, keep up the good work. Luke, you're biased. Don't worry, Rumble crushes me and is on your side. So, you want it to be the Jews as well? No, he doesn't. He's not that guy. I don't know. I mean, don't limit him. He's allowed to think whatever he wants, Jeremy. No, he's nowhere near as into that as Hannah Claire. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It doesn't matter to you if Candy spews rhetorical fallacy. It's Kimball says, is it appropriate to purposely be misleading? Lies of omission are still a lie. I stand firm that you guys can all call me a bundle of sticks, Jew lover, that I took Jew money, and I will take your slings and arrows happily. But I believe I will be proven right that she knows fucking fuck all. And eventually she's going to have to put up. Eventually, I mean, it's been 3 weeks of her basically making crazy speculations. At some point, she's going to have to prove it or she's going to get sued.
Well, this is the thing about Candace Owens generally that I, watch in fascination, which is like, she starts something and I don't know where the train is going. Like,
I know, it's entertaining.
When everything happened with Charlie Kirk, we were getting the updates that Bridget Macron was like submitting pictures to prove she was female. Who started that? Candace Owens. Like, you can't say that there's not an influence. I just she's huge. Yeah, you can't. I can't take that away from her. Where is it going? Where is? I agree with you. Like, ultimately, with anybody, not just her, anybody who makes any kind of claim, factual or not, any kind of big career, there tends to be some kind of culmination or a destination to what's happening. And I have no predictions for her future.
It's ad reads. It's ad reads with a huge audience. That's where it's going.
But then, like, with her, like, if you're saying like she's implying all kinds of stuff, there are all kinds of advertisers that won't want to work with her. Like,
maybe
I watch with fascination.
Crypto people don't give a shit. Debt consolidation people don't give a shit. There's a lot of people that don't actually care. I'm from Space. I'm with you, brother. Candace was spurging about the bees. Yeah, don't forget the bee cult. That was also something she said. By the way, everyone's like, talk to Candace. Girl is welcome on the show anytime. Anytime. I know she's busy, though. She's got like 5 kids. And she's like, I'm not also one of those people that are like, you got to come on my show and stand up for what you believe, or otherwise you're lying. I'm not saying that. But she's 100% welcome to come on the show and make me look like an idiot and show me all the evidence she has. By the way, she could share it privately. And I would agree to not share it. And I would put out a video and say I was 100% wrong about her. Like, listen, if you're a Candace stan, a standus, I will, like, all she has to do is send me any of the evidence that she claims she has. And I will put out a video and, like, completely say I was wrong and that she was right. Just, I don't know why she's not sharing any evidence. Roland says, the fact that this conversation is even happening is wild. It's very common to know that Candace hasn't been based on facts in a very long time. There's a reason why she got fired from DW. I don't know if she got fired, but I think her and Ben Shapiro were never gonna. That was never gonna. They were on a collision course.
That was gonna happen eventually.
Yeah.
Well, unlike I think there are a lot of people that didn't work out with Daily Wire. You know, like I don't.
Brett
think
Cooper was not on the same collision course, and she left too.
Right.
Their CEO left too. You know,
I hear a lot of people come and go.
Yeah. That's true.
At the Daily Wire.
I hear the same things, and like when like people like Luke and I or Hannah Claire hear that, it's credible because we're in the business. Like we're not just hearing that on 4chan like some people.
Yeah.
McLeod says the Jews under her bed clearly did it though. Do your own research. I mean, it could be. Moonrocker says, do you think Candace is turning into Nick Fuentes type broadcaster so she can get the shock jock money? No, I believe she genuinely believes what she's saying. And I don't know what her motivations are, but I do know what Nick's motivations are. And I don't think Candace really looks at Nick and thinks, wow, I want to be that guy. I want to be debanked. I want to be deplatformed from everywhere. I don't think she wants that at all. You know? Moonrocker says, no, Candace is hot, so she's right. Simping is legit, LOL. Car is a trans Subaru. Everything else is a vehicle. That's right, yeah. Naz says, Candace might be crazy. We'll find out soon enough. Regardless, she was close friends with Charlie, and he was being pressured by Israel. Also, Erica is going on Megyn Kelly, who's been defending her. Megyn Kelly. Who's the other one who's the one that's close with Tucker?
Ben Kelly, right?
Yeah, Megyn Kelly's been defending Candace. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. That's Candace, Tucker, Megyn Kelly are like the trio that are like on a similar wavelength.
Who's your like?
And then Max Blumenthal.
Oh, Max too. Yeah.
And then what's the other comedian's name?
Dave Smith.
Yes.
Yeah, and Ian Carroll. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeremy, who's your like? If this person says Charlie was doing whatever or changed this opinion or wrote this letter, like who do you definitively believe? Is it someone from Turning Point? Is it Erica? Like,
well, Erica would obviously be very convincing. And I think anybody, I mean, it would have to be higher ups inside of TPUSA who I know worked with him every day, not somebody who hadn't seen him in 3 months. You know, why would Candace of all people know that he was going to turn on Israel, but not anybody at his entire organization or his wife? You know, right. I mean, fill in that gap. If it's, who's the one guy that's on there? Andrew, who's the guy you had on Timcast?
Andrew Torben?
Not Torben.
Starts with a T though, right?
Maybe it's not Andrew. The guy that was on
Andrew
Timcast. Cavell, yeah. Him or that other guy, their CEO. Like, it would have to be somebody at TPUSA that worked with Charlie every day that would come out and say, yes, this is true. For me to, and I'm not asking for a lot. I'm just asking for somebody that was around him.
Sure.
Who, you know, would not a single person has corroborated a single thing Candace Owens has said, by the way, from inside of TPUSA. In fact, TPUSA has come out several times to debunk her. And all they just say is, well, that's fake evidence. I mean, she was on this letter to Netanyahu for weeks, and they released a letter, and instead of addressing it, they just say, well, that's fake. There is no winning that argument. So I don't know. I guess I'd have to prove those people, what, you'd have to boot up Charlie's old computer and show the draft in Word and show when it was created. I mean, but at what point, if you're Turning Point USA, do you think you respond to these people? Because
I don't know.
When they're asking, when they're like, TPUSA should release a high definition footage of Charlie Kirk's head exploding, I think that's a ridiculous thing to ask. And no, Turning Point should not release that. But if they say stuff like, hey, you know, here's some credible evidence that X, Y, and Z happened, then I don't have a problem with Turning Point releasing it. It's just that you can't constantly be at the beck and call of every internet conspiracy theory when you're trying to run a company too, you know? It seemed like there was a pretty big response to the whole, what do they call it? Like the Jew Influencer Council, the Summit of the Jews that happened Basically, everybody responded to that and said, no, actually, you're wrong. This didn't happen. And then what does she do? She just changed the target. Said, oh, well, they're all lying. We'll move on to something else. So I don't know how
the Hampton meetings?
Yeah, the Hampton meetings. She was dead wrong about that. So, like, what nobody who watches her says that. Nobody has a problem with that. She was dead wrong about the letter to Netanyahu. Nobody cares about that. I think it's just she's an incredible entertainer. And she's throwing an incredible amount of shit against the wall. And if even just one little turd sticks to people who have invested in it, they will say everything else she said must be true too. It's an incredibly easy position to carry. Like the video I have coming out later calling out this lie, I could get triple the views and probably not lose 5,000 subs if I just said, yeah, what about? Gee, ooh, yeah, maybe that's true. What if Candace is right? And instead I said, I don't know. She hasn't proven anything until this point. She went from a cult of the bees to Jew trap doors and Mario tunnels to palm guns to TPUSA's covering up for the murder to Erica Kirk was a Mossad agent match made with
Did she do the palm thing and the Mossad thing? Because I haven't heard her make those arguments at all.
The palm thing was not I'm talking about the narrative in general, I guess.
No.
Candace was the trapdoors, and she also went after this.
She was like speculating. She said she speculated.
Yeah. Well, she's always speculating. She wasn't there, and she doesn't know or have any firsthand knowledge. But I would also say, sure, would be probably good if the FBI released some autopsy results or like some
the full
sort
footage of the shooter on the roof actually doing the shot.
The autopsy's due out soon, right? It's not completed.
It is due out soon. And I don't know, do they have any stills of him laying down with the rifle? All I see him is running across the roof.
Did you just say Jew they have?
Yeah.
They're living in your head, Jeremy.
Yeah. No, I didn't. But do they have that? Because if they do, why not release that? Right? Like, here he is laying down with a long gun. Here you see him fire a shot. But I don't know that angle of the roof was covered by cameras. Do we know that? Like, I'm not saying it isn't. I just don't know. Because all the angles I've seen is just him.
If you look at the surveillance camera
around.
that they released, you could see the kind of roof. And you see him like midway leaving, right? So I'm assuming, they should have just released the full footage. There's no reason to put it halfway of him running in the middle of the roof.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, if you release that, then what do you solve then? I guess you solve the second shooter, or the shot didn't come from there. You can squash that one.
Or his family saying that he wasn't the one responsible for it.
Yeah. Which they haven't said. Only Candace Owens said that. Candace Owens said that his family said that.
According to her sources, we don't know who that is, but it could also be a family member grieving and not wanting to believe that their loved one committed such a heinous action. And it could be a psychological disorder, which is also probable. And she could be getting that information, and it could be legitimate, and it could be from a legitimate source, but it could be coming from a biased source, obviously.
Yeah, I'm not sure what she said about it, but he's not responsible for it could be kind of a number of things. They could be blaming Lance Twiggs. They could be blaming, there's a lot of.
She said that their family, somebody in their family or somebody very close to her family told her specifically that they don't believe he's guilty. Let me tell you why that's bullshit. First of all, the mother recognized his picture on TV. Second of all, the father recognized the gun, texted him to ask about the gun, to try and set a trap for him because he knew that he had the gun. He knew that he had shot him. His father held him in the house against his will and would not let him leave. His father called a priest that works with the police department to convince him to turn himself in, and the mother and father both went with him to turn himself in. Does any of that sound like the family doesn't believe he did it?
Not to me, but...
I'm just saying, like, it's not just one. It's like 5 or 6 things.
That according to her source, it went down differently.
Right. But that, again, no evidence of that.
Who do we believe here? Do we believe Candace or the FBI? Now,
it's not the FBI. It's the parents turned him in. That's the irrefutable fact.
But according to her and this pastor sources, they were kind of forced to do so because they said you're going to get swatted or you're going to come in.
That's what she said. Yeah. That's what they said. They're going to come in and
allegedly.
Yeah.
So again, like this is why a lot of these theories have breathing room. It's because of the massive amount of just horrible stuff that the FBI has done previously beforehand.
Yeah.
Just how much they lied about it, just how much they've lied to us recently with the Epstein stuff. And because they have lost so much legitimacy and so much trust with the general public, people automatically, especially when they're giving us half answers, especially when they're giving us weird text messages, especially when they're cutting off surveillance camera footage, people are automatically going to be like, I don't care what Candace says. I'm going to believe more what Candace says than the government now.
Right. Yeah, it's very easy to just...
I would bring it back saying, FBI, do a freaking better job, right? Release everything. Hold press conferences.
Well, they can't release everything.
And don't allow these conspiracy theories to have breathing room. And they only have breathing room because of either one, their incompetency or their criminal cover-up of this. And they haven't done a good job here.
Yeah, if I'm Kash Patel and I give a shit about this, I don't know if he does or doesn't, but I would try to do everything in my power to make sure he gets a trial like this year. Because there's going to be certain information that they can't release until the trial.
Right.
So the one way that you can do what Luke wants and not compromise the trial is say, this trial is starting fucking October 1st or October 15th. There's no reason it can't. Like, put 1,000 men on this, get it ready to go, start the trial so that you can start putting, the information out there. Because there's going to be stuff that they just can't release because the trial hasn't happened yet. But I agree with Luke, like, get the stuff out there and
they provided volumes of evidence against the alleged assassin, right? Tyler has that. His lawyer has that. Other than compromising the investigation, there's other information that they could give us, the full video, full text message, full Discord. That
probably
I think
not going to compromise it. Yeah.
That won't compromise it. That would give us an understanding that would stop a lot of this nonsense. And that's what we need. And it's going to be a very difficult job because guess what? Some people are just never going to be satisfied. But guess what? The vast majority of people would. And those people are worth fighting for. Right. And there might be some people that go off of the edge and go off of these conspiracy theories and go off of these type of theoretical type of viewpoints. And those people are worth fighting for, in my opinion.
There is a gag order in place on this case, so there is a limit to what can be released. I mean, it's difficult because the idea of the gag order is to prevent a jury from becoming biased, right? Like the more information that's out there, the more ways that people get a hold of inaccurate information, it makes it more difficult to select the jury eventually. It's not like you can sequester a jury preemptively for a trial a year from now. Like that's would be a tremendous expense. You can't do it. It wouldn't make sense. And I don't think Tyler Robinson has waived his right to a speedy trial. So
no, he thinks he's going to beat these charges. He's
right.
going to
So
trial.
hypothetically, like some people will waive their right to a speedy trial because they want as much evidence or it's whatever their defense team recommends it. I think it's like a fine line. I think that it would be good to get more information out there for a lot of reasons. On the other hand, there are some people that just they will find the conspiracy there no matter what. And I wouldn't want to gamble with a credible trial. Like I wouldn't want to have so much information out there that we aren't able to actually convict Tyler Robinson if he, is fairly convicted in a court of law.
But then why the hell do they release partial text messages that are just perfectly explaining all the holes in the official story? Why are you doing that? Right? If
but there'll probably be more that's released as part of discovery. Like it's part of a process. I just don't think you data dump everything 11 days after something tragic happens. Tyler Robinson's next court appearance is October 30th.
The text message exchange that is very convenient to them, and the narrative that they've been kind of spinning, that's the weird part,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this happens with trials. Like the prosecutor, whoever will be like, this is why we think it's the case. And then it's on the defense to be like, well, bring out the other evidence. We want to see everything. Yeah. And again, that's why I say
that's how they take so long. Like
it takes a long time, but it does come out.
Yeah. Where does the quartering stand here? I'm new to the stream. I used to watch MTG content. I stand with truth. You
used to watch Marjorie Taylor Greene content? She's alive and well.
Magic the Gathering. But I think part of why I'm so fired up about it, and we'll go over this thing now because people are getting bored. But part of why I'm so passionate about it is because it's completely taken the narrative away from the radical left. Why isn't Candace Owens talking about armed whatever SLC, Armed Queers SLC, which the FBI is currently investigating for getting money from foreign nations? Has she even talked about them? Like, that is a militant group of queers there that radicalize people. Who are the other 20 people in the Discord? Nobody's asking that question. Everybody's like, the Jews. And I'm like, guys, like, we have trans radicals killing us in church and killing our kids in school and killing Charlie Kirk by Occam's razor, at least. Okay. I believe that a troon fucker killed Charlie Kirk. I'm open to being convinced otherwise, but right now I think
he had help.
I do too. I do too. Yeah. And was it this SLC, the Armed Queers SLC? Was it, are these other people in the Discord? Was it all this other stuff? I don't know, but nobody's talking about that. Everybody's talking about, but what if the people with the funny hats did it? And it's like, I just see it as a huge distraction.
Out of this. They've done the best they can to leave you alone. I'm sorry, Jeremy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. The Amanda says, well, they released the ties to the roommate, whether we believe the context or not, and the roommate ran off. So sure, let's release all of it so that everyone involved can disappear into the wind. I think the roommate's in protective custody. I think the roommate is informing on him. And I think the roommate was a part of this plan, and he's trading his life. He's trading his life to make sure they get this case closed. Now, you could take that however you want. People could say, "Oh, they're framing him." Look at the Patsy guy. Look at the crazy guy with child porn. He's the one that did it. You can do that, and that's fine. But I think that Lance Twiggs guy is informing, and he was definitely. He fucking knew. I will go to my grave. You will never convince me this guy didn't know.
Right.
There's just no way. And I also believe he was involved in planning and the execution of it. And maybe the reason those text messages look so weird is because he sent them using iMessage back and forth to himself to exonerate himself from being a part of it.
Exactly. Which is a possibility. Yeah. Or it was just drudged up by, powerful people that eSIM swapped, or people that were responsible, and they were just like, okay, play it off.
That's possible. Or it's possible that
he had an extremely high IQ, right? So this guy was very, very smart, and he's not smart enough to understand that your text messages are going to be read by the feds.
I think it didn't make any sense from the beginning. I was going to take my grave, but I also left you a note under my keyboard that I immediately texted you about. Which one is it here, team?
Yeah, that's just the strange aspect. So if there wasn't strange aspects of this story, a lot of the some would say bad faith players, some would say good faith players wouldn't have all this kind of breathing room. The fire wouldn't have oxygen. So I think if we're all going to come together and agree on something, it should be, hey, government, go do your gosh darn job better, more effectively, more in a more accountant, transparent way.
Yeah. Why don't you let the folks know where they can find your content for Luke's premium streams on the Jews? Where can they find your stuff, Luke?
And the Africans too. I rage against the Africans, and who else do I rate? Canadians. Canadians are the worst. I think we need to invade Canada immediately, and they're just awful people.
It wouldn't take much.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. They're very weak people too. But if you want to support me,
this is hate speech and bigotry. I just want everyone to know it.
What?
Hate speech, bigotry, anti-Canadian bias. Can't believe this is allowed on YouTube.
You're a second-class citizen there, all right?
I'm sorry. I'm an American citizen. I didn't realize the immigrant got to tell me what to do.
Listen, the immigrant here is more American than American pie here, all right?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's
anyway, where was I? America is run on blackmail. That's what my shirt says today. If you like this shirt that I'm wearing, you could get it on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. I'll put the link down in the comments. It's just one easy, quick way to support me. I want to bring people together. I want to make people laugh. I want to be silly. I want to be ridiculous. You want to be silly and ridiculous, get a shirt, thebestpoliticalshirts.com, and support me that way. I appreciate it very much. Canadian citizen, you want to go on about your Canuck stuff?
Look, I'm proud of my Canadian heritage. I'm from my family's from Newfoundland. They're tough people. My other friends in Canada compare it to so they say it's the West Virginia of Canada. So, I don't mind it. You guys can find my work on YouTube and Rumble. It's Hannah Claire B in both places. I have a video up on Emma Watson's terrifying fear that you will pressure her into getting married, and what I think that means for young people in this day and age. And you can also find me on X. I'm Hannah Claire B there as well. Thanks as always to you guys who watch this channel, who watch Astrocast, and who watch my videos. Makes a huge difference to my life. Jeremy, what do you want to talk about today?
Well, people are saying I'm 3/5 American in the chat.
That's solid. 3/5, all right. Sense. That's more American than Elizabeth Warren's 164th Chippewa or whatever she was. I don't remember exactly what. I don't remember
exactly.
Remember
either. I promise.
Yeah. What do you guys make of the government shutdown? What do you think? Someone in chat said some people live for conspiracies. Their lives would be utterly devoid of meaning without conspiracies. I like conspiracies. I find them extremely interesting. I'm not.
They're more like spoiler alerts now.
Yeah, now it's seemingly. Look, a lot of people thought a bunch of terrorists flew a plane into the Twin Towers on 9/11, and then people that thought it was weird that the guy that owned it took out like $1 billion insurance policy with a terrorism escalator like just before, and didn't show up for breakfast that day, and all that. They were called, conspiracy theorists, and now they're called truthers or whatever. They're called a lot of people had a lot of questions about Building 7, and I think in our lifetime we're going to find out what really happened with that too.
Ooh.
I hope so.
What do you make of the shutdown? Like, this is obviously, I mean, JD sharing this out, pretty spicy, because they know that Americans are not going to support this.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I agree.
Immigrants, health insurance for immigrants, bro. Millions of Americans don't have health insurance.
It's not even just immigrants; it's undocumented immigrants, right? Like,
yeah.
It's people who are not here legally at all. And there are all kinds of Democrats that will tell you, "No, we're not doing that. That's just a crazy conspiracy theory." That's what JD Vance posted this in response to them, like being like, the Republicans are just making stuff up to fearmonger. But this is an actual policy in New York State. How can you be like the righteous party that's there for the people if you're always lying to them? And in my opinion, misappropriating taxpayer funds. I understand why you'd have empathy to the story that is told about illegal immigrants, but for the most part, I think that Americans are over that, and they are tired of coming last in their own country.
Yeah, this is a ridiculous notion by the Democrats, but I'm happy that they shut down the government because the government deserves to be shut down. It's an absolutely incredibly wasteful type of initiative that is destructive towards any type of prosperity, liberty, sovereignty, and personal freedom that we cherish in this world and life, that they extinguish with their boot on the neck type of approach that is totalitarian, evil, and, in my opinion, communistic demon spawn like Satan.
That's all of the things. That is, it's quite the melting pot.
Creature that wants to suck everything good out of life. So, good, shut it down. The government employs 2.4 million people. That's 2.4 million too many people. Everything should be in the private sector. The government is just. They have no incentive to provide you any type of quality service like the free market does. Make it all a free market service. Just break it all down, destroy all of it, or at least a significant portion of it. I know a lot of people, we were bringing this up on Timcast. Timcast was like 100,000 people were fired. He's like, yes. And I'm like,
no, they weren't. Those are people that signed the Doge. I'm gonna take a payout, right?
Yeah, they were laid off. Yeah. A payout, whatever. And I'm like, the government employs 2.4 million people. That's nothing. And he came to me, he's like, what's going to happen? I was like, nothing. No one's going to feel a difference. The government's way too big. shut it all down. And
the mail could stop tomorrow and it wouldn't matter. Like,
okay, let's go to UPS. Like,
right.
Let's go to FedEx, or whatever.
Yeah, you can. I mean, there is, this government shutdown stuff. It's like, oh, we're going to close the national parks.
Why you don't need a park ranger there.
Yeah,
you don't need a freaking
that's the best part.
nanny there.
Most of the parks are open. Like when you look, like what happens, all kinds of outlets are coming out with the articles being like, how will the shutdown impact you? And for the most part, like, it kind of won't. Like if you are employed by the federal government and you don't get your paycheck for a couple of weeks, like, yeah, you're being impacted. But for most Americans,
but you also get your back pay.
You'll get your back pay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like for most Americans, you can still go to the national park. You can still do most of the things. I mean, I can't really think of anything that's going to be that drastic for you. It to me is one of the reasons that in December when they were like, well, we might have to shut down the government. Ooh, we talked about it then. Like, I don't care.
Who cares?
And now nobody cares. They literally shut it down. And I feel like the people who are freaking out are just mainstream media.
Well, mainstream media is telling everyone to be afraid. But I mean, again, the more time that passes and like, look, there are 2.4 million government employees, as Luke pointed out. Chuck Schumer, this is just, I could be, I don't know, because given our viewership, I guess I wouldn't know for a fact if I'm in too much of a bubble about this, but like, I'm pretty sure the Democrats look like shit on this. Like, they have this, 3 members of the Democratic caucus, Buck Schumer on government funding vote. So Democrats are voting against it. The main narrative is going to be that they want to give health insurance to illegals and undocumented. There are enough. What is the number, do you think? 20, 30, 40 million? How many Americans don't have insurance, do you think?
A lot.
Yeah, right? 8%, 26 million. Every one of those people are going to be like, that's probably like not including people who are laid off or whatever, like call it 30 million, 40 million people that are not going to support this. And some percentage of them, at least, let's say half, are Democrats. Mm-hmm. They're going to be like, wait, I don't even have health insurance. What the fuck? Why are we giving health insurance to illegals? I don't even have health insurance. I don't know that this is going to play out like the Dems wanted to. I don't think the Dems I don't think they have any idea how this is playing out.
You saw a little bit of back and forth about, I think it was a continuing resolution to basically fund the government through the end of November, like November 30th. Mm-hmm. And there was back and forth, Democrats being like, you guys are ridiculous. We can't do this. Trump hysteria, whatever. And Republicans being like, we want to debate some of the further things. This would keep the government funded for the next month, and you're voting next 2 months, and you're voting against it. Like, to me, it's the classic Democrat, theatrics to be like, and the Republicans are shutting us down. I understand people like Rand Paul, who is voting against the resolution. He doesn't think he doesn't want to continue like the Biden era spending stuff. I get that. There are some people who are breaking with the caucus on the other side, but for the most part, I think the fact that you have like John Fetterman and Angus King and different Democrats already starting to be like, well, maybe we shouldn't do this, is a sign that the Democrats know they're in the wrong and they're negotiating from a weak position.
Dude, Fetterlump, I'm telling you, he thinks he's going to be president one day. Like, can you imagine
a president who wouldn't wear pants? He only wore shorts.
I know, but I know it's crazy.
I kind of like that.
But like,
I hate it, but I understand it's controversial.
I feel like he is one of the most. You talked about this yesterday or the day before. If the Democrats want to do diddly dick at the midterms, they have to move more to the middle. And Fetterman started this. He led with this pre-election when he was like, yo, guys, like, you can protest, but let's maybe not break into buildings and keep people hostage. And people on the left are like, this is crazy. You're a sellout. And then what did he do? He got more and more voters. He looked at he looks at Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is basically a red state now. Mm-hmm. And so, like, you can't run with this woke nonsense bullshit. And that same shit is going to be true in Georgia, and it's going to be true in border states. It's going to be true in New Mexico now. It's going to be true in Las Vegas. And like, you can't run and be one of these dorks that are like, we need to give health care to immigrants. That shit's not going to fly anymore.
Right. I think that there's an awakening. Like I said, it's part of the general America First sentiment that I think has taken root in the nation, which is like, you know, we appreciate the value of empathy. We care about other people on the planet, but we can't come last to our own government. We cannot be the people who come after illegal immigrants. We cannot be sending tons of money abroad when our homeless are struggling and our roads are broken and we've got all kinds of our own issues to deal with. I think there is this fatigue among well, it's our moral obligation to do this. We have to do it when it stopped making sense a long time ago.
Yeah. I just think it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be really interesting to see how many more Democrats read the writing on the wall. Mm-hmm. There's going to be people like AOC who double down, but I think she's going to get the fewest votes she's ever gotten in this next election. You know, I just think people are like, I used to be 100% sure like a week ago that Zohran Mamdani is going to win in New York. Now I'm not so sure. And I think even if he
is.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think if I had to bet money on it, you know, I would say, yeah, he's going to win. But like, I don't know. Like, what do you think's going to happen in New York?
I think it's very likely he'll win in New York. We didn't talk about it, but Eric Adams dropped out, which obviously frees up some of a vote that would, because he was a Democrat before he ran as an independent, despite being the incumbent. But I think Mamdani might win. I think that's totally possible because New York is a specific, hyper concentrated.
Do you see?
Democratic
sorry, this popped in my head. This is for you, Hannah Claire. Sam, I'm cutting you off. Did you see where even like their little morning show questioned him on legalizing prostitution? And he's like, well, because he's run on that he wants to legalize prostitution. Yeah. And like, I'm saying like even the local media there is like, dude, really? And
well, like, I thought Adams being like, let's look at what people have delivered, not what they promise. Like that was obviously barbed at Mamdani, who's promising all kinds of things, classic socialist, and who knows what's going to happen. But the reality is, I think if they elect Mamdani, for a city that becomes more double down in progressivism or embraces socialism or whatever, I think you'll see maybe a mid-sized city or something that leans blue slide more purple. You know what I mean? Like there will be an equal and opposite reaction somewhere else in the country that is saying like, I actually think that's a bad route and we don't want to go that way. Stop biting me. Sorry.
I don't, it's going to be interesting. I think somebody has told Democrats, yo, if you want to keep your job, like, I honestly think somebody's telling them, like, look, we don't even have a chance in the 2028 election. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you want to keep your job, you better, like, at least be quiet about some of these more, like, hyper progressive communist nonsense ideology. Because, I mean, it's pretty clear to me now, gun to my head, it's going to be Gavin Newsom. Like, that's who it's going to be now.
He wants it. He's hungry for it.
He wants it. He's hungry. He's campaigning hard. He's positioning himself as a foil to Trump.
He's making himself a name. He's having the conversations. He's doing the memes now. He hired a meme team.
Yep, he hired a meme team. He's doing all the stuff. And quite frankly, there isn't a single other Democrat that I think there could be the
Josh
surprise.
Shapiro, I think, is going to be a big one.
Josh Shapiro will have no chance because he's Jewish, but yes, I think Shapiro will want to run. I mean, let's be clear. Kamala Harris, Buttigieg has no chance because he's gay.
Kamala's going to throw her hat back in the ring.
Kamala's going to be back in it. Yep, she's going to run again in the primaries because she just can't give it up. But Gavin Newsom will probably.
Days. She didn't have enough time.
I know. If only she had more money.
I know.
But I mean, this is I don't know what Kalashi or whatever I don't know what the betting sites are saying, but Gavin Newsom has to be the clear front runner. There's wild cards out there. Like, I know people roll their eyes, but Oprah Winfrey or
Michelle
Obama. Yeah, they're wild cards. Big Mike has repeatedly said that she doesn't want to run, but money talks, and I got to think like replacing Joe Biden, in Kamala's role was not something that it was not an enviable position. Getting the money and the 2-year run up to the election might be more enticing to her. I think Michelle Obama probably beats Gavin Newsom in the primaries if she runs, but he's got to be, of the people we know are going to run, he's got to be the odds-on favorite right now. And I think JD Vance destroys him.
He's at least already presenting the most intense effort to get ahead of the polls.
AOC, true. AOC is positioning herself. Chat corrected me. She is definitely trying to do that, but she's got fucking no chance. She's actually stupid. At least like Gavin is a slime ball, but he's not stupid.
And I don't think AOC has accomplished very much other than like sound bites. Like, I don't think you can point to a record that's particularly strong in her case. And that's hard compared to, like, let's say a governor of a major state or something else like that.
Pritzker is an out. I mean, you could see, this could be like, it could be like where you have pardon my French, you have like 20 candidates just throwing their hats in to see what sticks, but
yeah,
of course they will. I mean, it's a big deal for them. They're all going to throw their hats in because they couldn't run last cycle because of the Joe Biden issue.
Yeah.
But really, I think from the polling that I have read about and seen on the Democratic Party versus Democratic voter, people think the Democratic Party is when they associate it with all the social issues like trans rights and LGBTQ and abortion and things like that. But when it comes down to the voters who identify as Democratic, they care about the economy because all Americans care about the economy right now. Yep. And so Gavin Newsom can post as many memes as he wants, but unless he is able to really pitch himself on the economy, I don't know that he'll be as popular as he wants to be. And you'll see the micro version of this during the midterms. My prediction right now is that Democrats who can message effectively on the economy will do better than Democrats that triple down on the social progressive issues.
That's why my dark horse is Fetterlump. Because Fetterlump he does actually do well with working class people. Mm-hmm. And he does understand that, when you're middle class, you aren't terminally online politically. You are just trying to get fucking chicken and eggs and food. And like, he has, I'm telling you, he's my dark horse. Like,
there's a reason that Joe Manchin,
watch if he starts losing a bunch of weight. If he starts losing a bunch of weight, that will be an important factor. I bet he wouldn't.
That's the thing. I bet he would stay the same because he's like the everyman of the Democrats.
He's got to wear a suit. He can't go onto the debate stage in a Carhartt.
He did for Bibi.
Exactly. He did.
Dark.
Yeah.
There's a reason that Joe Manchin, the longtime West Virginia senator, intentionally switched to being an independent before he left office. And again, some people are speculating that he'll throw his hat in the ring in 2028. But there is a desire to distance themselves from the label of Democrat because that doesn't mean what it used to mean, and it's poison. You could still be a Republican and mean a lot of different things because the Republican Party has always been much more about like coalitions between similar camps. And to me, in my opinion, Democrats have always been much more about like fall in line to our current position on everything.
You could see Tulsi or RFK run too. Mm-hmm. Like, RFK, there's a lot of money in running for president.
Hegseth definitely probably going to run. Yep. It's going to be all knives out within it's all knives out inside of the Trump administration already. So,
that's going to be interesting.
Definitely is going to be running for it.
Rubio, Hegseth, I think it's Rubio Vance right now.
Tulsi, RFK Jr., all of them are going to be running.
Yeah.
Personally, I kind of like RFK Jr. and Tulsi. Personally,
would they run as independent? Do you think?
I was going to say,
he's too good.
Rank and file Republicans won't vote for a Tulsi RFK ticket because they're both Democrats.
Yeah.
It depends what's going to happen politically. We're still an extremely far distance away, but I see
3 years. Yeah.
Yeah, I see them. That's my wild horse. That ticket, which I think is going to be more important than ever. But Vance is just too slick, too polished. I have my red flags up. I'm like, this is just. I'm concerned about that one.
The thing about Vance is like his story resonates with so many Americans. And he had that out there way before his Senate run. So there's like a level of like he is the hometown boy for a lot of Americans. I don't know if he would win, but he has done really well. I mean, I remember being on Timcast and Tim being like, yeah, I mean, he's fine. He's vanilla. And then you saw him debate Tim Walz and you're like, oh, actually there is something here.
He's a killer. Yeah. I mean, I would say this, there are things, I mean, he was a never Trumper and it wasn't that long ago, but I will say this, you cannot underestimate, like Luke said, we don't know if the economy's in the shitter when Trump's president, that will not be good for JD Vance.
Yeah.
But if things are going good,
or a world war,
or a war
with
or
Russia.
something, but if things are going good at the end of the Trump presidency, JD Vance will dog walk anybody who runs against him. That is more than anything, everything we've said previously. If the economy's good in late 2027, 2028. Yeah. If the economy's good, JD Vance will dog walk anybody. And when you talk about the economy, that's the one thing that I think Gavin Newsom will be tough, because he'll say, well, California has 50% of the nation's GDP or some shit like that. But they
it's
also
mismanaged. It burns to the ground regularly. He's a wealthy boy from a wealthy family. I mean, if you put him up against JD Vance or Marco Rubio or someone else, like, he doesn't resonate the same way.
Well, he couldn't even beat Ted Cruz in a debate, and Cruz is very bad. Like, and he got humiliated by Ted Cruz. All you have to do is bring out the poop maps, the drugs, the crime, and no matter what he says about anything else, nobody's going to give a shit. The fact that he's got 25, 35, 45 million illegals in his state. The fact that he supports their safe haven for trans child mutilation. Right. He's got too many anchors. The counter
commercial is just, do you want to make America California? And for most Americans, the answer is no.
Yeah, and all you have to do is have people shooting up, shit on the streets, joblessness, crime, and you just have that like B-roll running the whole time. Be like, you want this guy running the country? You know, and so yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he will probably get the most votes in the primaries because of California. Yeah. But like, he will not be a good presidential candidate. Like, there's
if we have
no
an
way.
election, if we're not in the midst of a civil war.
Yeah.
That's true. That's always the caveat, I guess, in life.
Yeah, you've been. I can tell you've been hanging around Tim. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
he rubbed off on me. The beanie juice got on me, and it's like civil war.
Yeah.
It's happening.
I like that he at least acknowledges it.
And he's been incorrect on these things, you know? And even before he started talking about civil war, I was saying like this divide and conquer type of agenda is being synthetically organized and orchestrated. And to me, you know, I think he's been calling it correctly. Now, a lot of people are like hyperbolic, but listen, like this is a slow boil, and we're boiling towards that, and it's dangerous and it's stupid.
Well, I hate to say it, but we are about on schedule for another attack today. They're happening basically every 48 to 60 hours. Yesterday was clean, so we'll see what happens today. Actually, you might want to include, we don't know yet, but they did have a bomb scare at the TPUSA, at the campus with the TPUSA event. Now, the bomb was not on the correct building, but don't ascribe that they're not related, because it might have just been an idiot who put it at the wrong building. We also don't know if it was a bomb. We know that it was a suspicious object. Yeah. And
was made to look like a explosive device from what I'm hearing.
Okay. I never even heard that. All I knew is that they detonated it.
We talked about that yesterday on the Timcast show with Jack Posobiec, who was there.
So they did try to make it look like a bomb.
That's what I was told yesterday. I haven't looked into it today.
Yeah, I haven't seen any follow-up. But I mean, like, if you want to count that, okay, well then we have another day before another leftist terror attack. I mean, I don't think it's a crazy leap to say the two things were related. Like, it was on the wrong building. Okay, fine. I don't think that does not necessarily convince me that it's not related to the TPUSA event. It doesn't convince me that maybe they, this individual wanted to have the campus shut down or, something like that. I don't know.
Right.
It's possible. Let me get some of these super chats and then let you guys do your shout outs quick. Wait, I thought I saw something. Yeah. Jay Blaze says, what's the best way for me to at least minimally reward Hannah Claire for her attention to detail, accuracy, and her verbal coherence? If it's here, what financial mechanism takes the least margin? I don't know. Do you have a Patreon or something?
I don't have
Hannah
a Patreon. I have a store where somebody made merch for me.
There you go.
Buy that. Be my very first sale. I don't know. Should I set up a Patreon?
I mean, if you want. I mean, if people want to give you money, you should take it.
Oh, interesting.
Not a Patreon. Do like Subscribestar or Locals or something.
Okay, maybe I'll do that. For now, just like if you guys watch my content, that's the best way to keep my.
You could always do
building.
On her content. You could do a thing called a super thanks, and then it lets you like send her money and pin your comment at the top.
Then I have to tip Jeremy because he's the only one who knows this business.
Our sergeant says, "Not going to lie, I'm tired of picking up the trash at $500,000 house owned by 6 immigrant family with 7 brand new cars with temporary tags. I can't get a loan for 40 grand for a single wide trailer." Yeah, I hear that. Steergar says, "Jeremy, the Jews conspired with the moon to kill Charlie. Ask Hannah Claire. She knows." Yeah, I know.
Don't bring the moon into this. What did the moon ever do to you?
She's not a moon truther. Hannah Claire, why don't you let the people know where they can find your content before we send people over to Viva Frei.
Viva Frei?
Yeah, Viva Frei. Yeah.
Well, we need the ostrich updates. You guys can find my content on Rumble and YouTube. It's Hannah Claire B, all one word in both places. Like I said, I have video up on some remarks Emma Watson made about marriage because I like marriage and I think you guys should consider it for yourselves. You can also find me on X. I'm Hannah Claire B there as well. Luke, where can people find your work?
We are going to be invading Canada virtually, online, peacefully, mostly peacefully, on youtube.com/We Are Change. So check me out. I am releasing a Candace video because I delved into this type of debate topic. And I thought I thought there were some more nuanced conversations to be had.
My video
here.
is sitting at a 94% like ratio. That's better than I thought. Like normally they're at 99, so it's not like it's a total disaster. You know.
And then I'm going to do another alien video, UFO video. There was UFOs caught going after critical infrastructure in Germany that are probably UAPs that haven't been, designated from any country's origin. There's also France taking over a Russian oil tanker now, which is a big deal as well. So I'm going to do that.
That's a big escalation, yeah.
It's a huge escalation. And then I'm going to be on Timcast later on today, 8 p.m. So always appreciate all the positive comments. I appreciate all the troll comments too. So youtube.com/We Are Change. Find me there. I'm going to post it down in the chat room. Thank you so much, everyone. You guys are all great, and it's great being a part of this show, and it's always fun to do it.
Thank you, guys. Well, you can just tune in tomorrow. I promise I won't spurg out about Candace Owens for the whole show.
It's your show. If you want to spurg, I feel like you should be able to.
No. It's not good entertainment. I feel like I said what it needed to be said, and now we just have to wait. She's either going to be right or she's going to be wrong. And, I said my piece. You guys go enjoy Viva Frei. I'll be live streaming later, playing some video games, covering some news. And we'll see you all tomorrow at 2 Eastern. Go say hi to Viva Frei, everyone. And have a great night. Stay safe out there.
Bye.
Bye, all. Right. All right, we're clear.